Live! Yo, live!
Video
starting. I think it's already started. We're just on a little bit of a lapse. Where'd you go? Hey, there we are. Surprise! So this Facebook live stuff gets different every time. There we go. And we got comments. Okay, perfect. Good morning, world. Well, yeah, it's because if we make it bigger, it doesn't show us the comments. So we can see the comments like this. Our faces are just smaller. Just tiny.
Your face.
Yeah. So we're a little bit earlier. You know, it's funny because we're actually supposed to start this thing at 10 a.m. every Wednesday, but we are usually in between like the 10:20 range. So we're a little early today. You're welcome.
Still late.
Still late. Still late, but that's okay. In the meantime, Jen, what's going on? American Dream Nut Butter, what's that about?
Oh, it's so good. It's just peanut butter, but healthier in flavors. And amazing. I've got this American Dream Nut Butter what flavor did I get? It's like apple something, but it's basically like apple pie in peanut butter. It's absurd. But it's like, what is it? Less fat, less carbs, and close to the same protein as regular peanut butter, but delightful. And then another one I got, it's called Butter My Cup. And it's got little tiny Reese's Pieces in it.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
And it's just like smooth and buttery and magical.
Where do you get these peanut butters?
AmericanNutButter.com.
Oh, did Instagram get it?
Yeah.
She usually gets got with his Instagram stuff.
Well, a lot of like other athletes use it and like live by it because they've got so many flavors. So it's just something fun. So I'm excited to do like real pancake recipes with it too and drizzle that on there.
I love it.
So that's my favorite snack right now. American nut butter.
That's exciting that you're able to have some at least tasty treats. It looks like all
the good things.
I was like, her coach has been allowing her to have all sorts of good stuff lately. So
because I've been following the rules to the T. That's what happens. You do what you're supposed to do. You get rewarded.
You get rewarded. How nice.
Life lessons.
I'm like, life lessons.
Antoinette!
Good morning,
Good
Antoinette.
morning. Long time no see, speak, anything.
So lovely to see you, my darling.
What was your favorite treat?
Well, I was in Austin for the last 5 days. We got back on Monday, and I don't think I've ever eaten brisket in Austin before, but I met up with my cousin and her husband, and she took us to this place called Schmidt's, and I literally almost cried. It was so good.
Oh my God.
It was
not
like,
over brisket. Please
I've never
get emotional.
I've never had brisket that tasted like that. They're like, do you want any barbecue sauce? I'm like, no, I wouldn't want to wreck the flavor. It was like literally mind-blowingly amazing. And apparently like there's this whole family drama between Schmidt's and like Smith's or something like that in Austin about who has
but different.
Right, but who has the best barbecue? And I'm like, all right, well, I haven't tried the other one, but if it's anything like Schmidt's, sign me up. So next time I'm in Austin, I'm gonna check it out. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
So, morning, Vicky.
Good morning, Vicky. Lovely to see you.
Miss chatting with y'all. You too, Antoinette.
Well, your learning moment this week, it says I don't even know, I've never heard of this. Take advantage of season of separation. What does that mean?
Yeah, so I've been listening to Ed Milet a lot lately, and Ed Milet a lot lately. That's a lot to say in one sentence, with proper breaks and breathing in between. And yeah, one of his podcast episodes, he was talking about the season of separation, right? So like separating yourself, whether it's from like, you know, bad healthy habits that you've had, or separating yourself from, you know, toxic energies, or separating yourself from being mediocre to being extraordinary, and just kind of like acknowledging what that season looks like. And stereotypically that season is right now around the holidays when people kick back and stop working out, stop eating right, stop doing that extra phone call, stop taking, you know, that extra appointment because they're off, or because they're, you know, it's the holidays. So just taking advantage of the missed opportunity that other people are leaving on the table and like propelling yourself.
I'm into it.
Yeah. So
Ed Milet, is he he's just a podcast guy, or he's an author, or what is
I don't read people's bios and memorize them to regurgitate them like that, but he's dope AF.
Awesome.
Motivational speaker, works with, God knows how many different athletes.
Got it.
Business persons, owns a boatload of real estate himself. I mean, he's a businessman.
He's a businessman. He's a motivational speaker and a businessman and a top performer. Love that.
Yeah.
So somebody like a Tony Robbins or solid. Awesome. Have to look him up. That's amazing. Which actually goes right into, funny enough, my lead domino. Well, my lead domino. But it was, so I've read, I don't know if you guys have ever read The One Thing or not, from Jay Papasan and Gary Keller and what is that guy's name? He was there too. Anywho, so we went down to Austin this weekend for the One Thing conference, which is a VIP experience where you actually get to sit with the authors over a day and a half and go through. Actually sitting down, time blocking, learning about your one thing, the psychology behind it. And it was a really mind-blowing experience for me personally, just because I've read The One Thing a couple of times, and depending on where you are in your life is what you're going to get out of it at that time. But I was lucky enough to be able to be with a lot of really close friends of mine. And so the 7 of us really committed to our lead domino and to working together. So we have our we have our weekly check-ins, and we've established our system of accountability and all of that. So it's a reminder of how billionaires think, to be perfectly honest. And it's they take the end goal of what they want, and then they go back and take it all the way back to what is that one tiny insignificant, what you would feel to be an insignificant thing that is going to change the rest of your life and push all the dominoes forward. Like dominoes being you know, domino. But for me, that is, I have to wake up at 6 a.m. And I know that that's what it is, because it's I get into this routine of waking up at 8 and by then, your life is just passed you by at that point.
The day is 8 hours in.
Yeah, the reality is the day is 8 hours in. So for me, waking up at 6, that gives me time to be able to do everything. This morning I woke up at 6. I woke up at 5.
You were up before 6.
Yeah,
I saw you at yoga at 6.
I was at 5. I woke up at 5:30, and then we were at yoga at 6, and then we went grocery shopping at 7, and then came home and meal prepped and got on my accountability calls, and I was in the office before 9. So it's amazing how much energy you can have and how good you can feel whenever you just recognize what you need to do and then just do it. So be great. Take advantage of the season of separation. That's a awesome segue.
I love that.
Yeah. So
my brain is happening. There was something that I was going to say to follow up on that. Dang it. What was it? It'll come to me. There's 2 words. Oh, habits and rituals.
Yeah, habits and rituals.
Creating those habits and rituals and sticking to them.
The habits, I don't, for some reason I had this mental block in my head about I don't have habits. I'm no, I do have habits, and I do have rituals, but not anything that I would consider a ritual. But sitting with Grace and sitting with some other friends who have really defined their daily habits and rituals was really a eye-opening experience, just looking at what they've been able to accomplish over the last several years. And you included with your fitness. I mean, she wakes up at 4:30 every day, 4 o'clock every day.
5 is when the alarm really goes off.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible to witness what she's been able to accomplish in the last year. So, and this is for everything. It's for business, it's for pleasure, it's for being an athlete, a competition, whatever that may be for you. So,
well, we all go hand in hand too. I mean, one piece of structure in your life rolls over into the next piece, and that's for me. That's why I love this sport so much. It it fits my routine and rituals. I like that. I like that pattern. So it's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I've got to I've already figured it out. It was just having that system of accountability and having my support structure in place to be able to get us to the next level is a very exciting thing. So that was a very great reminder and learning moment in Austin. So Thank you, family, for being there.
And you got some good brisket along the way.
I got some damn good brisket along the way. It was really quite incredible.
That's fun.
Yeah. So other learning moment. People need reminders, personal touches.
Yeah. We've got our pie event this Sunday from 12 to 3 in the office. I was about to say 1 to 3, but I'll be here at 1. Because Mama gotta go eat. But yeah, from 12 to 3. And no matter how many calls, texts, IG posts. Like, no matter how much I was pushing it to people, some people still forgot to RSVP.
Dang.
And it was just a reminder that, like, we all have so much going on in our lives. Like, and that's, kind of the blessing and the curse of these things, right? Like the convenience of being able to touch somebody very quickly. And if they see it in that moment and they have that 30-second moment to be able to do like RSVP to something or put on their calendar real quick, then yay. But if they're busy and they're time blocking or following their habits and their rituals or whatever that looks like, they're probably not going to catch it. So then it's just that reminder to just keep touching people, because you never know what they're dealing with in life, that, they just weren't in the space that you were in that moment to give them what you felt like they needed.
It's true. Wait, repeat that. To give them what you feel like they needed.
They need a pie.
They need a pie.
Everybody needed a pie.
You know what's funny? So we're getting these palms from Mom's Organic, or Mom's Apple Pie. And there was actually a story written about that, or not a story, but just like a news article written, be like, sorry, if you wanted a Mom's Apple Pie for the holidays, you can't get it because they have completely shut off pie orders. And the reason why is because, just like everybody else in the service industry, they are short-staffed, which is so sad. I was like, when do people stop wanting to work? Because it seems to be like that's what's happened. It's like people just like, they have the opportunity to get a job, or they have the opportunity to work, because so many people are short-staffed, but you would rather just not take it, or you would rather, I don't understand. So I guess until the unemployment runs out, it's just going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. That is something I want to look into a little bit, understand the logic behind why people aren't working.
Right. It's like, someone please explain. That would be fabulous.
Please.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man. So my learning moment, this is going to be real boring for you who are probably not in real estate, but I found this to be so fascinating, because procuring cause is something that we always talk about in the industry. If you don't have a buyer broker's agreement, so if you are a real estate agent and you go and you show somebody a home, there is a misconception out there that if you open a door for somebody, then you can claim procuring cause. That is not true. So procuring cause is an action made by a real estate agent that caused a buyer to purchase a home. But there's so much more to it than that, because the key factor to it is that it has to be a sequential series of events that happen in order to be able for them to actually purchase a home, and without a break in it. So what that means is, like, you have to not only get your buyer broker agreement signed, but you have to send them homes. You have to open the door for them. You have to show them the home. You have to do all of these things, negotiate the contract successfully, all that. And if there's a break in it, you might not get procuring cause. So Inman did a really interesting article about it last week, which we're going to talk about on our team meeting today, just because with the internet brokerages out there and people having Redfin and Zillow and everybody else readily at their fingertips, it's not uncommon for you to have a buyer brokerage agreement signed, and then all of a sudden you go out with, or a client goes out with another person just because of convenience or whatever. So a lot of interesting things happen out there. I would highly recommend any of you real estate agents out there, if you are not subscribed to Inman, do it, because there's a lot of very interesting articles out there that'll help you be the best that you can be. So that was my other learning moment, is just because you showed somebody a house does not mean you are automatically due a commission. Just because you have a buyer broker agreement signed does not mean you are automatically due a commission. Yeah. So be good, folks.
Be good.
So I am so excited to talk about this next one on this update. Go for it.
Slowing down for holidays. It's a great time for buyers to act. Yeah, buyers, where you at? Things are slowing down, man. And, I'm focused on Belmont specifically right now with watching what's happening. And Alexandria, that's a lie. Belmont and Alexandria. Listings are still coming on the market. Listings aren't going under contract.
Yes, and I'm so glad that you said that. So let me tell you about what I learned today. Did you know that in Bright there's a T3 home market index, or a home demand index, where you can actually read about what's going on? Because I did not until this morning whenever I was looking for this market update. So get this. 1 year demand is down 40% from where it was last year. And that's
your demand is down 40%.
Yeah, so this time last year, we are at a 40% difference on demand, and that means how many homes are going under contract, how many things are sticking around. Now, this does change by price point. This is specifically in single family homes lower than $395. However, that
single family lower than $395. Where do you find that at?
Alabama.
Alabama.
Right, Alabama. I don't even. super bizarre. So this is like, but 1-year demand is down 40%. And so I did ask the question. I'm like, or in my head, I asked the question. I'm like, wait, is that because there is no single family homes lower than $395 anymore? And that's like, and even if you're but I was like, what in the world? 1-year demand being down 40% for lower priced single family homes. But then it gets into like the $395 to $950 price point is which is primarily where I would say the majority of where we work. In our area it's still at a high demand, but it's still down. We're at 1.3 month supply of inventory, and the home demand index last year was at 145 versus now it's at 130. So there is still a 15% decrease in that. And then the other one that like really kind of messed me up is single family homes above 950. It's at an all-time high of 187. I'm like, I'm assuming it's because all these people started liquidating all of their money and they have more cash and they have just more time and they want bigger space, because in the event that we ever get locked down again, you want to be able to have this. But this is specifically for the November report. So this is what's happening like currently. And then condos below 570, also high, but it's still down. It was at 167 last year, and now it's at 143, which is still considered high, but it's still below. And then you've got the months of inventory is 2.8. So whenever we talk about months of inventory, it's like how long it theoretically could take a house to go under contract.
That's a long time.
It's a long time, yeah.
Compared to what we're used to.
Right, 2.8 months. So it's a long time versus the let's see here, 1.3 for single family homes in that 395 to 950. It's a 1.3 month supply of inventory. And it doesn't mean it's going to take your home 1.3 months to go under contract. It just means it could. It depends on how it shows. It depends on how it's marketed, all that jazz. And then let's see, your condos above 570, which in fact Will ended up, he showed a couple penthouses in the Watergate yesterday, and they were all like 2 million and above. But the months of inventory on that bad boy is 4.6. So they keep going high. Now the demand is high. There's still the showings and offers and all of that, but there's just a lot of them on the market being at 4.6. So I think that's whenever we talk about like things have slowed down, my theory is that everybody is selling their high priced condos and they're buying bigger single family homes out in the suburbs in case lockdown ever happens again. So there's that. And then townhouse, let's see here, townhouse, row house, twins, those kind of things, also high demand, but again, down 146 to 137 this year. Same time. So I was like, good for you, Bright. Like, this is some very interesting stuff. So interestingly enough, our personal production in our team is been up significantly from this time last year. So I think there's just a shift in our marketing strategies, and just time and relationships with clients and all of that. So it's an interesting time to be alive. In fact, our yoga instructor this morning, she's like, "You guys are in real estate, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, we are." And she's like, "Oh, it must be a great time for sellers." Like, it is a great time for sellers, but it's also a great time for buyers, because the thing to recognize is like, yes, the housing price is up, but you're still paying significantly less with a monthly payment just because the interest rates are so low. I mean, like, I just closed yesterday on a property at 2.9 on a conventional loan. So it's like, things are still under 3, guys. Like, it's still under 3. The properties are still affordable, even though that top number is high. So it's something to remember.
They're expecting it to go up though as we roll into the new year. So that's again why I say buyers go buy now.
For sure. Well, I mean, that goes back to the Fed met last week, and they said that they were going to stop buying the mortgage-backed securities. And so whenever not stop, but phase out of buying mortgage-backed securities, because that's how they were able to keep the interest rates low, is because the government was buying these these securities, which kept our interest rates where we were happy with. But now that they're scaling back and going to go into different types of securities, the interest rates will rise as they become privately backed again. So a lot of great stuff happening out there. So buy a house now if you want to buy a house now. I know one of my investors, he was like, "Nicole, you're buying a house now in this price?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, because my interest rate is like, it's so low right now. I was like, it doesn't matter what I'm paying for the top line. It matters what I'm paying monthly. And so if I can do it, you can do it. I promise you, it's not a bad time to buy a house. Anywho, client stories, baby shower.
Everybody's having babies.
COVID
buying
babies.
houses and
Don't buy a baby.
No, I don't know. I mean, you can. That's great.
True story.
But no, I don't know anybody who's adopted. They're all pushing him out. Hairdresser Millie, oh my God, her baby boy stylist is the most precious thing ever. He's got stinky farts, but he's so stinky cute and such a lover muffin. And then Jen and Curtis, who bought in Potomac Shores in January. They had their shower on Sunday, so I had to pop by before I had to go train and everything.
so
And she looks
sweet.
amazing. And
Wow.
it's just, yeah. I posted on my story the other day, like, that's definitely one of the best parts of being in real estate is just like not just seeing families, make the investments and, buy these homes and create these memories, but grow a family in these homes that they bought. It's pretty dope. Pretty effing cool. And then to get invited to the celebration
afterwards, for sure.
Crazy.
That's one of the things I was said in the beginning of real estate is like you get so close to the clients during this process, and if we aren't invited to the weddings or baby showers or any of those, like I feel like we didn't do our job right.
Yeah.
Unless it's a small wedding, and then fine, you can only have like a certain amount of people. It makes sense.
Send
But
me your RSVP
right,
or your registry.
Right, still send me your registry for sure. It's incredible being a part of people's lives. It's the most heartwarming thing about real estate in general.
They did a really cute little mug too that says like, "Oh baby, it's cold outside," and then there's a cocoa bomb inside with Evelyn's name, and it's so cute. Someone had that Sunday morning.
I love that. I had a cocoa bomb over the weekend in Austin. I went to a light show and I had a cocoa bomb that went in coffee. So if you've ever done it's pretty tasty. Putting a cocoa bomb inside of coffee, it's basically magical. Very sweet. Didn't finish the whole thing.
Like a heart attack.
Yeah. A heart attack? Why? For coffee and cocoa?
Well, I imagine it was already like flavored of some kind, and then you throw in the chocolate and the marshmallows and more flavor, and just sounds like a lot.
That would be a lot. But no, it was just black coffee and then a cocoa bomb. So it was very tasty though. Yeah. And I don't really have a lot of great client stories this week because I was traveling and doing all the things. I can tell you that I showed up for a walkthrough yesterday and I had a $3,000 snowblower missing that was part of the contract. So that was super fun.
Thanks.
Yeah, but the owner is bringing it back today, so all is well in the world.
Oh, that's good. The owner had it.
Yeah, the owner had it because
it was stolen.
Well, imagine like going in for your walkthrough and you're like, okay, this piece of equipment was listed in the things that was going to convey with the contract, and then all of a sudden, surprise, gone. I was like, no. It's like this is a long ass driveway to be trying to schnovel. That's a new word.
Schnovel.
Schnoveling.
I ain't trying to schnovel that.
Wait, let's see here. Go buy a baby while interest rates are low, Will says.
Yikes, not funny.
Oh, and then I did break. You're rude. Yes, I did break a bundle of cocoa bombs over the weekend. So there was a bunch of cocoa bombs that was brought to the table. And then I was holding them, but it was like a 45-minute like a 45-minute cab ride from the cocoa bomb place to the hotel. And as I was holding them, they all got.
You drove 45 minutes to get cocoa bombs?
No, I drove 45 minutes to go to dinner with my tribe.
Oh, okay.
We went afterwards.
What?
No, I drove 45 minutes.
No cocoa bomb that good.
No, we went, and then we went out. It was what we did after we went to dinner, as we went to a light show that had cocoa bombs.
Oh, cute.
Good morning, Sherry. Yeah, so people want to get healthy client story.
Oh, yeah, I've had a couple clients hit me up asking about my trainer, meal prep, and all this stuff. First of all, I don't meal prep for people. I barely have the strength and energy to do it for myself. Step one, I pay people to tell me what to eat, and then I schedule out the time that I do it every week. But anyway, no, but it's exciting to see people wanting to like take action, that separation, right? Season of separation, take action when it's harder, right? You're tempted with peppermint mochas and Thanksgiving pies and all sorts of delicious holiday treats. But I like to think that if you can do it now, if you can live a healthier lifestyle physically and like diet wise now, imagine how easy it'd be any other time of the year, like in the spring when it's like fresh fruits and smoothies because it's warm out. You just want to get a fresh squeezed juice or versus wanting to sit down and eat a whole red velvet cake. And
That's true. I mean, I can honestly tell you that that's how it has been for me for this year. So last year I started losing weight in November. It was right before Thanksgiving. And I lost 42 pounds, and I've kept the 42 pounds off this entire time, but I wouldn't have been able to do that if I wouldn't have started during the holidays. Now, granted, I'm still another 40 pounds away from where I want to be, but either way, it's like being able to maintain that. You are absolutely 100%
Yeah, if you can do it in the hard times, the breeze and the easier.
Breeze. For sure.
I joked that I would never do another prep around the holidays, but I think I would.
Yeah, well, I mean, it keeps you...
Other than being cold.
Other than being called.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
But it makes you look at food differently. Like, I'm already thinking about Thanksgiving dinner. Like, I'm not going to pile. I'm going to make sure that I'm still eating 3 hours before it's, like, dinner time. So that I'm not, like, feed me, Seymour, and eat all the fat things and then go into a coma and, just want to sleep for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah. Thanksgiving I hate turkey. So for like...
I love it.
It's like the tryptophan in it isn't what makes you go to sleep, but it's the taste. Like you love all turkey. You love ground turkey. Turkey is her jam.
I'm a white meat kind of gal.
Yeah,
Turkey, chicken, fish.
Yeah,
Yeah. I eat red meat, but it's not like
it doesn't speak to your soul.
I'm good without it.
Yeah, I'm basic. I like chicken.
Since when?
Since I have a meat locker full of it.
Oh, that's true.
Since I have the best chicken on the planet. So we get Heartland Foods. We started getting Heartland Foods last year, and all of their meats are organic, grass-fed, like mind-blowingly delicious. And so now it's hard to actually order meat or chicken or anything else elsewhere just because the flavor is so phenomenal coming straight out of your freezer. So, yeah, that's that. Anywho, so that's really the end of our story today, folks. Please, let this serve as a reminder that we are still loving your nominations that are coming in for folks for the
good.
Yeah, for the
Room makeover.
I'm like, what in the world? I was like, the room makeover that we're gonna do. And reminder, send those in. We're gonna be announcing the winner the day after Thanksgiving. Tuesday after Thanksgiving. I just look at Q. I'm like, when are we doing it? The Tuesday after Thanksgiving. Right. So the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and this is for.
I'm like, Q, get over here, promote this thing.
A room maker up to $2,000 in value, and that we want to bless one beautiful recipient. So, looking forward to it. And if you guys need to buy or sell a house or rent a house, give your favorite East and Ivy team a call. We are here for you. Anyways, folks, we love you, and we will see you next week. Oh, and wish Jennifer luck, because this weekend is her competition on Friday and Saturday. She's doing a double header. It's going to be exciting stuff. But she's going to win. She knows she is.
Don't say that. The job is to present my best package. That's all I can do.
Yeah, she's going to go home with at least one medal. All right, we love you. We'll see you next week. Bye.